Let's start.
Good evening and welcome to the Nighttime Heat right here on Prime FM 105.5. We are streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. Just tap Nighttime Heat, and of course, going to watch the show online, either on Facebook or either on YouTube. We are also streaming live on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. It means you can also watch the show on Prime FM platform. That is Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. Tonight promises to be very interesting. Again, you know, the trending issues. We're going to go into all of them. Our panelists are coming in gradually. The Nighttime Heat is your only non-boring talk show, especially during the late evening hours. And to be there because we are right here. Sabo George is my name. And of course, want to share the live video. Please don't just watch the show, share the live video so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow what's happening tonight on the program. We still expect our other panelists who understand they are on their way. But let me just acquaint you of what is coming up. Well, you know, since the publisher of the Front Page Africa, Rodney C, released the multiple pictures depicting the vice president and Wana Anthony, there's been a lot of reactions. Some from surrogates, some from loyalists, and of course today we heard also the government reaction. Well, some of those reactions, if you listen to them, they constitute invectives. Not speaking to the issue. Rather, some of those reacting, going into the family life of Rodney, his professional life. It's just the trend of politicking that we should always be involved with. Let's assume a political leader maybe was accused of some shenanigans. Instead of people who pay loyalty to that political leader, instead of them speaking to the issues, the hardcore issues, they tend to skew, they tend to deviate, and resulting into insults and invectives and all of that. Does that show any sort of political maturity on our part? Or do we need to refine our politics? We're going to talk about that today. And just imagine we got a video, we got two videos. One from the government, the way the government reacted. The second from a ranking member of the ruling Unity Party, who was very appalled, expressed disappointment in the way the government's communication is being handled. We'll talk about that tonight. We're also on the program, you know, the 16 million drug the investigation continues to deepen. By the day, we heard that the senator of Norfolk County, Momo Sarah Seagal security firm, has been named as part of those who should be called in for an investigation because, according to Rodney, according to reports, the Seagal, it's contracted, has been contracted by the company that accused. He said the CLS, GLS, okay, accused of being involved with this. So, but Momo Saros released a very strong word and a lengthy press release. But you know, those sort of press releases, I don't know who write them. And you know, it's troubling. It's troubling. The media now is becoming bastardized. Yes. How do you write a press release, very lengthy, long, to the extent that people, and anybody reading it, they get lost? But we're going to go into that tonight, Also, the government of Liberia has begun or has already paid media institutions. So I know my man David Tagba, who runs the Public General. I know David's pocket is filled. Government has already paid them, and some of the debt, we understand, there are data as far back from the days of former President Ellen Johnson. Kudos to the government through the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, headed by Augustine Gafwan. We're going to talk about that. And this is what we expect that government PR should be running with. A government, communicators should be running. There are a lot of things happening. And we're going to hear from the ranking member of the ruling Unity Party who expressed disappointment over the entire government's communication. There are good things happening. Let us not wait until somebody attacks somebody in government and then we'll go and attack them and insult them. No, that shouldn't be part of our role as government communicators. And we're going to talk about these things because it's troubling. It's troubling. For a long time, some of us have not seen that. I can remember where Lecture Houdini, who served then as information minister for a few years, other president, and former president, I can remember. And because Lecture Houdini didn't do it because he's well trained. In fact, trained by the BBC. So he wouldn't go to insult public officials. I can remember even the Louis Brown, for Louis Brown to even insult. I can remember for even Bropley. Hey, my people, what are we turning the Ministry of Information to? But we're going to hear from that ranking member of the Unity Party. I've got a video. I'm going to play the video. I think two of my panelists just walking and they're just staring at me. I don't know what's the problem. But let me welcome David Benedictus Erasmus Nambo. Besides David, let me add it. We may likely also look at the protests, that took place today in Bon County. Phoebe workers, the one on the right, they stage a protest demanding the release of their leaders. What are we seeing? What's happening? Group of people are aggrieved. They take to the streets. They say, well, we want increment. We want better working condition. And their leaders are rounded up. It's not part of the governance, man. We're going to talk about that tonight. David, welcome to the program, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Sabal. And you said the two coolies walking is staring at you. And I don't know whether you're expecting to enter the place blindfolded.
So you are a spokesman now?
Walking blindfolded. Anyway, so what you talk about the publishers, the media, the government paying. I'm not just going into the details. That David Tagba runs the Public Agenda newspaper is
reacting now,
and his pockets are loaded. I want to debunk that. I want to debunk that.
But it means that the government is not indebted
it's
to the public agenda.
It's a good news. It's good news. Those kind of monies when they come, it's the publishers that eat it.
Okay.
They just gave the peanuts to the reporters.
But you are very key at the public agenda.
Yeah.
You are key. Editor in chief, my man. Don't try to create story. Your pockets are filled, Dave.
Okay, I like to share
you got some of the monies that the government paid.
Somebody good to be here because I know you want to open your Pandora box here. Thank you, somebody. Good evening, everyone. That's sometimes how we start a show, just to stimulate us. Good evening, everyone, and it's good to be here every day. I'd like to say hi to friends and families who always follow the show. I'd like to say hi to our listeners and viewers wherever they are, whether home or abroad.
Okay, let's welcome Mr. Our only lender counselor here on the program. He's not counselor yet. He's not even Anthony Alloy yet.
I am. Once I pass the bar exam, I am.
Okay. Oh, you passed the bar.
I passed the bar exam.
Congratulations on that.
For flying color too.
What are some of the big cases you've handled?
No, so first of all, let me say Good evening to you guys and to our public in Radio Land. First of all, once you pass the bar exam, it means that you are already into the whole process now. So we're only waiting for the formality for the opening of court, which is the second working Monday in August, wherein we will be inducted at the court at our very bars.
Okay.
I will be going to Grand Cape Ban County,
Okay.
where I'm from, and then I will be inducted into that bar as an attorney at law.
I know.
Legally now, I can start practicing before all of the circuit courts and the magisterial courts, with the exception of the Supreme Court.
Okay. But the fact that you are not been admitted, you can practice in any court.
Well, I haven't even started the full practice yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, wish you well, my man. We wish you well.
Thank you.
Well, Ed, what are you chewing again, man?
Yes, nothing. I'm just enjoying you guys.
I mean, you guys at the MPA, they enjoying you. You guys on a Duke, I enjoy, my man.
You want to be a lawyer. You want to be a journalist. You want to be a
politician.
You want to be everybody.
everything.
So who you accusing
You
now?
can be jack of all trades, and you will not be able to.
But who you accusing?
I just
asked the man.
I just saying
what's
something.
the lawyer?
The man will have to practice as an attorney for around 5 years.
5 years, yes.
Before you will say another test.
You said the Supreme Court bar.
So he said the Supreme Court bar test and he passes, which I know that he will pass.
Okay.
Then
can cancel our
practice. He can cancel our law and practice
Before the Supreme Court.
the Supreme Court. He can now go to the
All right, welcome. I didn't ask you
I got
to
interest in
explain
the
that,
profession, but I'm not one of them, you know.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not one of them. So
Well, anyway, welcome to the program.
yeah, thank you, Sabo. Thank you so much. I want to say hi to you, especially to my colleagues, also my co-panelists. I don't know if Mr. Sandy is on. I'm not seeing Mr. Wayne on. I haven't seen Yusu in recent times. I hope everyone is okay. I want to say Mr. Tagbe, Mr. Fambule, and our technical man. Thank you so much. Our audiences, we want to say thank you, both radio and the social media, that's YouTube and Facebook. Want to say thank you so much, and we ask that you kindly share the show.
Okay.
So your followers and friends.
Okay.
can
So
have the
let me
opportunity.
welcome Moses. Moses just joined us by phone. Moses, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thanks, Saba. And let me say hi to my colleagues in studio, Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Famula, Mr. Tagbe. Desmond, I don't know if he's there.
No, this one is not in today.
Okay, and the crew in the background, I want to say it's a pleasure to be here. I'll try to take a little bit of my time today to really be on these discussions because it's very important. Very, very critical.
Okay.
So it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay.
And Sober, I know before you start, I just want you to give me, a few seconds. I want to make a clarification because I listened to the repeat of the program last evening and I heard a call referring to me as a member of the CDC. I'm sure you guys heard that because you were on when this person called. He said Moses sent me from the United States of the CDC. I want all Liberians listening to me to get this message. I am not a member of any political party. I belong to no political party. I'm a journalist. I'm a social advocate. But one thing I would like to quickly say is that in 2023, I am one of the many diaspora-based Liberians that campaign aggressively against the CDC. Because then we felt that Liberia had no future under Mr. Weir. If you go online, you put my name in, you will see some of the critical stuff I wrote against Mr. Weir. So I want people to know this. I campaigned for Mr. Boaka. But does that mean that everything broadcast like Bureau today are supported? Absolutely not. Let me stop there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Moses. Thank you. Gentlemen, let's get the ball rolling now. Few days ago, the publisher of Front Page Africa, Rodney Seed, appeared on Spoon Talk, and he released a video. He released a picture, in fact, showing the Vice President Juan Tony. Since that radio appearance, there has been a lot of reactions. Some constituting invectives. Some people went into his professional background. Although we'll talk about the government's latest reaction to that. And this is what we see happening often. This is not new. Every time a political leader either is maybe reportedly involved in a shenanigan or not, or some allegations or whatever it is, you see people who support that political leader coming against those, coming against the critics of that political leader. And the unfortunate part is that they don't speak to the issue. They come across as being very inadequate. They don't speak to the issue. Rather, they will go into the personal files of the critics of the political leader. They will insult, they will say things. This is what has been trending. This is what has been existing in our politics, gentlemen. And let me begin with you, Mr. Talbot. Do you think these sort of reactions are justified? Do they point to the maturity of Liberians involved in politics? Are they justified? Those sort of reactions. Let's hear.
Well, first of all, I haven't listened to any of those reactions you're talking about.
David, you don't have that. And this is my problem. No. 1 minute. 1 minute. No, David, let me hear you. This is my problem with you.
Sabo, let me.
No, I'm coming. You as a panelist, you got to be broad in your thinking. You don't have to listen before you know from time immemorial. This is what been happening.
Sabo,
even during the last administration, up to present. Even we are at early time, up to present. So what is it that you have not listened to? So let me hold you there and go.
No. You can't hold me there. Sabo, and the problem I also have with you is that sometimes when people start talking, they want to lay premise.
No, you have to give them a chance. Your premise can be flawed. Your premise can be discouraging.
Sabo, I disagree. Sabo,
your premise can be flawed.
I don't want to go that. I don't want to go that route with you.
Okay, go ahead. Let me allow you.
It's unfair. It's unfortunate that you've gone that route.
No, go ahead.
I wouldn't go that route.
Go ahead.
But the problem here is Sabo. What I'm saying, I didn't listen. And I said, even if they made the statements, this is a usual phenomenon in politicking.
It's usual?
A usual phenomenon. That's how politicians, big people in government, when they are criticized, they themselves, instead of addressing the issues about, they go the contrary. They use invectives because they're not receptive in terms of criticisms. So they are resentful of criticisms. And criticisms are good. They strengthen one's ability to improve themselves.
So the question is, does that show maturity on our part?
So Sabo, I don't want to use that word maturity. As far as I'm concerned, it's incorrect for someone to accuse you instead of adequately addressing the allegation they brought against you. And you start to use invectives, that will show that You either short of words or you short of ideas. That's what it suggests.
Okay, let's forget about the political leaders themselves.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk about their surrogates. Those who claim to be loyalists to them. Because those are individuals sometimes they use often. Is that justified?
Well, it depends. It depends how you see it. It depends on who's listening to it. It depends who is listening to it and how everyone will have their own interpretation of how people react to things.
Let me give you
uh-huh.
an analogy. David Tagba is the political leader of X party. He was somehow criticized, and instead of David Tagba responding or reacting directly to what had been said, David Tagba calls his loyalists. Say, look, you're launch attacks against that man. You're going to his personal, his family life, and everything, his professional background. It's not justified. Does that show maturity in the way we do politics in Liberia?
Sabo, they may not be unique to Liberia. And when people have people working for them to serve as spokespersons or media persons for them, before they come out in the public to talk, they must have compared notes with their bosses, their respective bosses.
No, some of those who are not media people.
They're not media people.
They have followers.
No, they don't have to be media people.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to be media people. They can be followers, they can be media people working in their respective offices, but they compare notes with them. And Sabo, it's obvious that when people working with people is where their survival comes from. People working from their stomachs, not for their integrity. So when people work for people, instead of doing the right thing or reacting to some issues the right way,
you just said something.
They react in a way that would appease their bosses because they want to protect their jobs.
People work for their stomach and not for integrity.
Yeah, integrity.
David, does it show maturity? I'm still asking the question. Is that the way it should be? Is it justified?
If you want a yes or no from me, you wouldn't
Let
get
me
it
hold
from
you there. Comrade.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you always giving David a hard time?
No, I just
you always like to push David,
yeah,
to the margins.
David is my colleague, Jonathan.
But let me say this, Sabo. Before I was born, there was this theory in politics. If you're in glass house, don't throw stones, because definitely the stones will be thrown at you. And I will borrow from what David Tagba said. This is not unique to Liberia. It's an African politic. In fact, even in the West, it do happen. People throw jabs, they insult, they say things. That's the politics. Politics, nowhere in the world I've seen politics being civil.
I'm not speaking to the issue, but rather throwing jabs and saying different things.
Like I just said, there's nowhere in the world I've seen politics being civil. Politics is not Sunday school, where people go with Bible in their hands, in the words of my elder brother, where people go with Bible in their hand to preach. People throw things.
I differ with you.
You have your right to differ with me. I have my right to differ with you. But I'm just saying, even in the greatest democracy in the world, I can name you instances where the current sitting American president insulted his predecessor, and he's still doing it. In as much as he's still president, he called him Sleepy Joe. He called him names. He said things. He called him lunatic.
Even insulting
on the debate night, a lady, he insulted her. So what are you saying? That's not unique to us. No.
I come in.
That's politics.
That's politics?
Yes, that's politics. But that's politics.
Listen. Comrade,
you're not in the mind the individual to think what he's going to say to you. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's assume you were a political party you are the political leader of party X, and maybe for some reason you were accused of something. Are you going to call your surrogates, your followers, your loyalists to rain insults at your critics?
You see, this is where we also get it wrong. In many instances, the political leaders don't call surrogates. The surrogates themselves respond because they feel that their political leader is being attacked. So sometimes when we sit and think that these are the people who calling the people to go and talk. No, you don't read the mind of the people there. Once people feel that the person who they believe in is being attacked, they will react.
Okay.
And you cannot dictate to them how their reactions is going to be.
Okay, let me go there. Yeah, George, let's hear your version.
So you see, this thing is I see it as individual level.
Mhm.
People respond to issues based on their understanding. And what really can be annoying if where we come as a country, we always denigrate ourselves, what we do against other people. We feel that it is only in Liberia that even a journalist will go through wildcat allegation saying, oh, Mr. X is friendly with Mr. Y, and that Mr. X's friend is engaged in a crime, so that Mr. Y should be able to answer
To
after
Mr. X
that.
crime, yeah.
It's outrageous. That we running there is never outrageous, but we are clapping for him because we feel that he's a journalist. It's outrageous. This country, everyone friendly with a lot of people.
No, you brought.
So now-
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did you listen to Rodney clearly?
Yeah, he said even though he's trying to issue an addendum saying even though he's not saying that the vice president.
But he said it, in fact, on the day of the
why did he have to go in fact to go create that kind of knowledge? What was a man running on to go
Of
do?
course.
Look,
It's
I didn't
something
want
that
to
he
go after
preconceived.
him.
Please, come
Wait,
on.
listen to me.
No. That's
Wait.
I think I need to sound this.
Yeah.
I was listening to yesterday's edition. I was trying to listen to the repeat of it, and we're doing some sad talk, and that's totally uncalled for. Let's stop that. If John Brown is speaking, let him speak his mind. Go ahead.
What was his intention? That because the person took picture with the vice president and the person on the friend is allegedly is accused of a crime, so the vice president should speak. Who you think you're speaking to? Who? Are we stupid here to look at you to say because you said that? Do you know who all you and I as journalists? Do you know who all will be? We are shaking hands when we go around and tell all the big criminals here. We should answer for them. That was very outrageous, but it's being carried by the public. That is a big news. No,
So let me ask you now.
no.
the
So
reactions.
the reaction aspect is it will be too. I look at it it will be too naive for somebody to say vice president or whoever call his friends to go attack what's going on. No, all these people, they got loyalists that someone they do not even know. They got diehard loyalists that really believe and trust them. They themselves have no interaction with them.
So you
before.
see, it is right for the. Do you see it is right for the loyalists instead of speaking to the issue? The loyalists decided to deviate, to go into the personal files of somebody,
Okay, so
to go into the professional background of somebody.
So in my intellectual capacity, I would say I would like to address the issue.
Mhm.
As me, like for example, I'm trying to address the issue with Rodney.
Yeah.
I would like to address the issue. All right. But what is the understanding of some of these individuals to think like me to try to address
So
the
then,
issue?
what is
So-
the So what honor
Yeah.
does it put or does it place on the political leader? Let's assume, and let me draw the analogy this way:
Yeah.
you are the political leader of Party X.
Yeah.
And maybe you came under some attacks. Some individuals who in the public who think that yes, they are either living on you or they are getting support from you. They decide to go on a rampage, and they said a lot. Went into somebody's personal profile and all of that. What is the honor? You think it's quite necessary for you to come up or for you to have come up to say, look, what is in the media concerning insults against my critics? Concerning this against my critics, I have absolutely no share in that. I don't support that. It doesn't meet my approbation. Don't you see it's on you to clarify that.
So before I come to answer your question, do we all agree that he who comes with equity comes with clean hand? Do we all agree about that?
That's
So,
what
what,
I'm
so
saying.
what is the
So when
what's
Mr.
the inspiration?
When Mr. C went to Drew a wildcat analogy, trying to link the vice president, didn't he know that there would have been backlash?
So you support the backlash.
So the backlash could come a lot of ways. And I tend to even clarify further to say, and I say here, lots of people support the politicians. They don't eat from those politicians. They don't get anything from them, but they are loyal to them. They are people who believe in them.
So
Some of the people will react.
If you were in the shoes,
What
would you have done?
I wouldn't issue statement.
You wouldn't issue
As a politician, let me tell you, if you are fast to condemn your own people in our case, you'll be losing support.
Okay, let
And
me hold
support
you.
makes you a
Let me hold you.
politician.
Moses, let's hear you, Moses. This is something that it's part of our politics. It's not unique to the Unity Party or the CDC or former president. We are. Anytime a political leader comes on an attack, you hear people who absolutely have no facial fry. They will go against the attacker. They will go against the critics. And in fact, sometimes they even go against your family. They use invectives. So I'm asking, let's assume the political leader is not aware. Don't you think it's his responsibility to maybe come up to say, look, what is in the media? I don't know about it. I'm not asking about it to insult anybody. Don't you think that puts the political leader under that obligation and makes that political leader more responsible? Let's hear from you.
A very good question, So, what I would like to say is that what we're talking about is a perennial problem in Liberia. And let's even exclude our political leaders. Just get into ordinary conversation with some Liberians who are intellectually inadequate. And you tell the man, say, this t-shirt is white. And the man is telling you, say, it's black. And the both of you are going back and forth. The first thing the man will ask you, who are you to tell me that it is white? You country man from Lofa, where you know, and you start diving into your family history. That's how most of our limited people argue in Liberia. Even some of the apologists, you listen to them on the radio, they refer to people who disagree with your position or issue. They refer to you as insane. Oh, that man is insane. That man is crazy. The man is making an argument. In intelligentsia, what people do, you speak to the core issue. And we are talking about time management. That, hey, my man, you can't work late every time. Let's address that. Don't tell us, say, the man is loving to 4 or 5 persons. No. Let's talk about why this man is coming to work late every day. Now, let's come to the main discussion here we have. And I would like to take this to the level of government, especially at the Ministry of Information.
No, I can't. We got a video that will play. Oh, but yes.
Okay. So let me say this. Most politicians, their supporters, once you disagree with them, they go and call you all the terrible names. They will talk about your parents. They will talk about your children. How many kids you have out of wedlock. They will talk about all of that. And not addressing the issue that you raised.
So the question is, does it show maturity in the way we do politics?
It doesn't show maturity. It just shows that the person is intellectually inadequate. The person is limited. It portrays you as a regular person. We shouldn't be arguing like that. We should be able to have free exchanges. We should be able to agree and disagree, and still be able to sit together, drink water, shake it, and move on.
So you come across as one who has differed with Mr. Kennedy and Edwin, including Tagwell, because they did say that I mean, one who comes with equity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Should come with clean hands. And they also indicated that look, if you accuse somebody, there will be backlashes. And in another word, they do support the surrogates and loyalists of some of the political leaders. Do you agree with them?
Okay. No, I I don't I differ. And even let's look at this phrase, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. For example, if I come and I say, Mr. Sobol, George is a terrible broadcast. And people say, well, Moses, you said this man is a terrible broadcast. But what's about you? You cannot even pronounce the word communication. When you write, everything is what? Run on sentences. It means that I myself have a problem. I should not be pointing finger at Sobol George. If I say Sobol George is a terrible broadcaster, I should be an outstanding broadcaster. If I say Mr. Sobol George is a dishonest man, then I should not be cheating my employees. I should not be taking money from people and not paying back. That's what it means. He who comes to equity must come with clean hand. Mr. Family is sitting over there. He's a lawyer. That's what it means.
So it doesn't suffice in what we are talking about, right?
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It doesn't allow at all.
It doesn't. The equity thing here, it doesn't apply here. We're talking about people who are going off tangent. People who are insulting people. They're not speaking to the critical points that other people are raising. So, for example, the situation of Rodney Sieh. She said, Mr. Vice President, will you please speak to this? We have seen this photo. And somebody referring to him as a mercenary. Can you imagine that?
We'll talk about that. Let me hold you there. Let me hold you there. Let me hold you there. Now, Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Famula, let me come to you.
Mm-hmm.
You listen to your colleague.
Yeah.
He said what you cited doesn't apply at all.
What basically, I didn't even cite that. It was cited about my brother George Kennedy.
No,
but let me say this. Let me say this. And I will speak in a context that he tried to bring forward. If he says that he who comes with equity must come with clean hands, his idea is basically you who pointing the finger to say because this man knows somebody who knows another person and took a picture with me, as you explained. Do you know you have things in your closet that other people will bring out too, as well? So if you want for us to open the Pandora box, then open it. So, and you do not expect the person who has been accused to be the one to tell you. People say, oh, everybody keep quiet, don't say nothing, let our man talk what he wants to say. No. Honor the maxims of law, silence means consent. So since the person who is being accused doesn't want to talk, he also, like Kennedy said, he doesn't have control what some of the people are that he doesn't know.
No, you're trying to go off tangent.
I'm not going off tangent. I'm not going off tangent.
Saying we are not saying that the political leader cannot respond or cannot react to what
they shouldn't even react. I would say
nobody said that, they shouldn't react. But to use surrogates, to use your loyalists, to begin, using invectives against your critics.
When you start saying to use your surrogate, it means that you have evidence that these political leaders are the ones sending these.
So now, if you hear these things,
and we keep saying to you,
why can't you come public?
And we keep saying to you, no, you don't have to.
Okay,
because that's politics. No. And we keep saying to you that most of these people who are surrogate, who are loyalists to these people, sometimes the political leader don't even know them. They just hear the thing on the radio. Somebody is trying to say XYZ. If you come to the issue of governance, if it is from the government cycle, it's a different ball game.
Okay, let me hold you there. Now, let's. You want to come in? Let's play the video.
So I like, when somebody try to use a restrictive definition of a dynamic word, then I got issue. All right, I got issue. Words very, very dynamic. I don't know any word. Maybe I will learn this one tonight. I just got 1 minute. Only that one single minute. You understand? So I was saying, Mr. Rodney Sieh, you didn't know that when you're trying to link the vice president to this person who is friendly with the alleged, I mean, the person who has been accused, didn't you know that other people around also know your other deeds and other friends that you've been friendly were being involved in criminal acts that they will come up with? You directly involved with them? Didn't he know that? Did he expect that because he's publisher of Front Page Africa, so he says only nobody should speak again? He must have been more than the president of Liberia.
Okay, and another thing I'd like to add.
No, you are not asked to speak.
So I won't
No, you are not asked
but
to
I
speak.
put my hand up. Why you don't want to recognize my hand? Yeah, I put my hand up. I ain't so gonna put our hands up. I put my hand up.
Why did I say that?
Yeah, you said it anytime I can remember. So the first thing we saw about is that, look, you know, somebody mentioned intellectual inadequacy. And that applies to the Liberian society. And that is why Ronnie C has been elevated and being seen as a hero. Because people want to use this situation to make heroes of themselves. Because it's an issue that has overwhelmed the country, everybody talking about, and people sneaking in want to make heroes of themselves. The first thing, somebody who is a popular person, a celebrity, an official of the government, who's traveling across the country, who going places, people taking pictures of that. And one of the person has a connection with another person who has committed a crime, and the vice president will come and answer. That like Kennedy said, it doesn't make sense, Sabo.
Okay,
it doesn't make sense.
I think we spoke about this.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Let's go into the government's reaction.
The society is inadequate.
Can I play the tape involving Minister Daniel Sando?
Found it very extremely ridiculous, but I'm not surprised. This is the Ronde C that we've come to know. And I think to a greater extent, Ronde has to be ashamed of himself for me to live a life and I suddenly start to destroy everything that I built for myself only in the name of being a mercenary. It's just a terrible thing. There's nothing left of Ronde. All he does is to blackmail. And you see that in the publication of a newspaper every day. And this is very embarrassing for mainstream journalism in our country. And I just thought to say that even the PUL that the Ministry of Information has consistently worked with to ensure that journalists do self-regulate, I mean, has not been joined to the picture. And they have to be mindful of some of the things they say about issues that have national security implications. And to that end, I'd like to take the line taken by Mr. Nangwe and Stephen, that the cartel comprises a lot of, intricate facets. They operate in a way that they are not easily identifiable. Let us trace some of the things that Ronde C people has done since the inception of this case. What did they do? It was a very Front Page Africa that exposed the identity of the whistleblower. Don't forget that. Was there a motive behind that publication? Somebody who took a patriotic step to inform the security apparatus to say there is something going on here, you need to come to investigate. Under our jurisprudence, that person's identity must be held sacrosanct, must be protected. What did Ronde C do? He published the picture of that young man, thereby putting he and his family at risk. Ronde C didn't just stop there. His paper was one of the leading paper. Oh, the government is dead or dying with the case. They have not charged anybody. The king's brother being protected. There are people in government who are protecting them. The government moves to charge 5 persons, including one of the king brothers. What did Ronde C do? Takes a wild muffin spoon and say, I'm not saying the vice president is involved, but he needs to answer questions. This is sad for our country.
Yes.
And it's
for that. Gentlemen, I'm sure you all know who are speaking. That's the Deputy Minister of Information, Daniel Sando. Now, I want us to pick up some of the things that he said. It's not just about throwing words around. As a communicator, And let me qualify this as a government communicator. Because when you speak from the Ministry of Information, you speak on behalf of the government. What is in what Rodney said? And let me begin with you, Tawe. That resembles missionary journalism.
I think the best person to ask is Minister Sano, who
No,
used that.
Tawe. You know, I said to you before, Tawe,
Saba,
that as a panelist,
Saba, you're not gonna teach me.
no, that you have a body mind. I mean, Tawe.
Saba, how will you
No.
ask me?
What is because listen, Tawe. The reason why I asked you the question.
Let me say.
One minute. One minute.
You're
not
go ahead.
I'm talking. I'm the lead host.
You're a dictator.
Thank you. I agree.
You're a dictator.
I agreed. Dictators always live wrong. Tawe, listen. It's not just about. Let's be serious here. It's not just about throwing words around. John Brown is a mercenary journalist. John Brown is a blackmailer. What is in what represents, what resembles, what shows what Rodney said? How does it align to mercenary journalism?
Okay, say you want an answer from me. For example, exposing the identity of the whistleblower. It's unprofessional.
Is it mercenary journalism?
Sabo, you asked me now.
No, I'm asking a
If you
question.
say my answer is wrong, tell me. What I'm saying is a missionary journalism. For example, you expose the identity of a whistleblower that should be kept secret.
Is that mercenary journalism?
Sabo.
You're a journalist now. That's why I'm asking you.
Sabo, I'm not going to define missionary journalism. for
Okay,
you.
let me hold you there. That way.
What I'm saying, Sabo, these are things that contribute to people calling you those names.
Okay, 1 minute.
Because number
1
one,
minute now.
they
1
said
minute.
it's unprofessional.
1 minute. That way.
What?
You said you talk about the mercenary journalism. Granted, what is in what Rodney said that also shows or resembles blackmailing journalism?
It's Sabo. If I told you earlier, if I were the one that said it to Lord,
Okay.
then you would have asked me.
Comrade.
You supposed to ask Daniel
so,
Sabo.
so I will help you to answer that question. The mere fact that you go out there to look for people to tag to the crime, that's blackmailing. And then you come out and say,
Is that blackmailing?
Chief, that's
Mr. Lawyer?
Chief, that's blackmailing.
Anthony Alon.
Chief, that's blackmailing. No.
How does that become blackmailing?
Give me chance and slow.
You're not
You
getting
shouting
No.
doesn't make
No,
you
the
right
point is-
or wrong.
No, I'm asking.
I will
how does
explain it
that-
to you.
Mhm.
I will explain it to you. Now, when this case came out, the first person that published it and gave all of the different links was Randy CA. I'm one person that follows Front Page Africa on a daily basis. I read all of his major headlines. His first article was he tried to identify the cartel as far as Sierra Leone, giving even relationship status to the guy who is the kingpin in Sierra Leone, all kinds of things. The very first thing that you have done, because your paper is online, you blow up the entire cover of whatever investigation that was going on here. And I said this to you here. I've been part of this process before, so I know exactly how it works. The second thing, you left from there. Like Daniel Sano said, there's a guy who is providing information to the investigators. You come, you publish his name, you put it out there, highlighting the other corporate that, hey, there's a key person out here, go undercover. It doesn't stay there. You woke up one morning, you publish the vice president of Liberia photo with somebody who is linked to somebody who has been accused. Is that not blackmailing? So how do you define blackmailing that way? You're trying to divert people's attention from the main
You said that
issue.
you're understanding of blackmailing? Fine.
So we journalists who understand blackmailing is, well, I got a story on you and I come to you and say, look, give me money or else
Thank
I
you.
will post the story.
Thank
right?
you.
Or else I will
That
publish it,
blackmailing
right?
there.
That's how we understand.
But
No, I
blackmail-
got to
no,
tell him
that's
because
how I understand
that's
it.
all
But even
professional
the-
side.
That's how you understand it.
But
Understand
Tabo
it.
said it doesn't understand.
They may just say that they know what to define the word.
No, Tabo said it.
I can blackmail you.
So, okay, that
That's why I said we journalists. That's how we understand. If you
Understand
tell me this
I don't
journalist is
blackmail
a
only.
blackmail,
And I'm just saying that they wanted that.
No.
yeah. So no, that's why we're taught.
Yeah.
Is that Richard
Yeah.
Black?
So it goes beyond that, but practically
course.
when a journalist has a story on.
This is the appropriate blackmailing they're talking about.
No.
Go ahead, comrade.
So in our field, he's not in our field, so we shouldn't owe him.
I don't blackmail you to destroy your character.
But
So-
please, no, you spoke. You spoke. You spoke.
so-
You spoke. You
My
spoke.
man, you're right, yeah.
spoke.
You're
I
right.
can blackmail
You don't know what I'm doing.
Because I don't
But we're not
blackmail.
trying to get journalism
No.
definition from.
No, I'm talking about Tabo.
Because I don't blackmail.
That's why he's a journalist. He doesn't know what about blackmail.
Because I don't blackmail.
So what Mr. Sia did
Because I don't blackmail.
by naming and publishing a photo of the guy, the
whistleblower.
whistleblower, is against the Whistleblower Act of Liberia.
Is that blackmailing?
No, listen.
Okay.
You ask why he did wrong, right?
I asked what constitutes
Because
what resembles
I
blackmailing.
just
And why he's
define what blackmailing is.
So it means
And
that
for me, what Minister Daniel Sandro explained doesn't link to what I know as a journalist
thank you.
to blackmailing.
Thank you. You're being realistic here.
No, but
I
the
like
truth,
you.
no, but the truth is,
Oh, let's have it. You're right.
I would say it now, but his action,
Some
because the Whistleblower Act calls for the
General
whistleblower.
we move on side talking.
They say the whistleblower to be protected. That protection includes, in my opinion, in my understanding, concealing that person's identity until the matter is disposed of. Because if you expose a person, it has a propensity to expose them to danger and other things. Mr. C did that. That was wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let me hold it down.
Yeah.
Can you help us to understand? Yes, the issue of blackmailing. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
But can you help us? Because there's absolutely nothing about blackmailing in what he did. But can you help us to understand what did he do that also resembles mercenary journalism?
Well, people may say, okay, look, you trying to coerce someone to speak to a crime using your medium, using your authority as a journalist, your office as a journalist, to coerce someone to speak to a crime that person, because that person is friendly with this person, and that this person that is friendly with got relationship with someone who is being accused, could be considered mercenary.
Could be.
It could be.
Okay, so you're not
Yeah,
sure.
because-
Moses,
yeah.
no, you're not sure.
Yeah,
Moses, let's hear you.
yeah.
You're not sure. And Tabo
Could be
not sure.
considered.
But Tabo doesn't know about blackmailing.
I'm not blackmailer.
Let's
I'm not a blackmailer.
hear you, Moses. Now, Moses, let me come back. Moses, let me come back. Let me put you on track. You listen
And
to
then you want coach.
No, please.
Get a mention later.
Moses, you listen to Mr. Daniel Sandro. He used two major words: mercenary journalism and blackmail journalism. Moses, the question is, what did Rottnest here do that constitutes or that resembles or that shows that he's a blackmailer, that shows that he's a mercenary journalism? I want to make it to understand, Moses.
Okay, there is absolutely nothing for someone. Let's look at the two key words.
Mm-hmm.
We are panelists. When we speak, we influence the opinion of people, how they look at things. People have a high regard for us when we speak because they see us as knowledgeable. Let's look at the two words. Who is a mercenary? The literal definition of the word mercenary. The literal definition of the word mercenary is that a mercenary is a professional soldier hired to fight in a foreign country. A mercenary can be any individual whose action is financially driven. It's not about the good of the country. It's not about patriotism. It's all about what? Monetary reward, financial reward, material reward. If someone says this person engages in mercenary journalism, the person is basically saying that everything this guy does is about what? Money. How can the Deputy Minister of Information and so on, I will narrow this for this guy one by one. When Daniel Asano speaks, he's speaking for Liberia. He's not speaking as the boy from Grand Bassa County, no. He's speaking as the deputy spokesman of the Republic of Liberia. How can Daniel Sano convince us in the international community that the statement that Mr. Rodney C. made on Spoon was driven by financial reward? Does he have that evidence? Where is the mercenary journalism in there? How can he convince us that Rodney C. is a mercenary? What if Rodney C. chooses to go to court? Will he be able to prove that? People who occupy prominent positions, they don't talk loosely. Because when you utter a statement, it means a lot. Let's come to the next word.
Blackmail.
He referred to the guy as a blackmailer. Who is a blackmailer? Someone commits blackmail when he or she threatened to expose or review damaging, sensitive information about another person if his or her demands are not met.
Surely.
For example, like the guy who are on social media. Someone may have a nude photo of Moses Sandy. And Richard, I said, look, Mr. Sandy, the National President Emeritus of Aja, I got this nude photo of you. The only way I would not expose it, you have to give me $20,000. And I said, look, man, you can't do this. I'm a reputable person. And the person said, the only negotiation is $20,000. Other than that, I will expose it. That person becomes what? A blackmailer. I don't want him to be exposed. I will pay that $20,000. Like my brother or George said, excellent education George provided. A journalist that will walk to a newsmaker. He said, look, Mr. Minister, this is what we got about the Ministry of Finance. We are about to go to press. But the only way we can hold this story or kill this story, you have to give us $10,000. That's blackmailing. How can Daniel Sando, the Deputy Minister of Information, reporter of Liberia, how can he prove that Rodney C. threatening to review any sensitive information about the Vice President if he doesn't meet his demands? How can he prove that?
Okay. Let me hold you there, Moses. Let me hold you there.
Yes.
Now, Dave, from what your colleague said, if you do agree, granted if you don't, but from what your colleague said, it clearly states that, or it clearly means that Daniel Sano today put out wrong choice of words. You agree to that?
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree because I heard Kennedy George talk about the dynamics in your words. And that was applied to which of the word you use?
To say
I
he
think,
don't
blackmail. No, blackmail. Okay, let me restrict it to blackmail. You were talking about the dynamics in your words. Why will people restrict blackmailing to only somebody calling, so I guess for you if you don't give
But
me
that's
money.
the that's
Wait,
the-
no,
but David,
no. So
David.
what? You please always give me a chance. Why you like to cut me off? It's wrong. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Let me push my point. If you say blackmailing is only restricted to somebody calling and say, "Somebody, I have a story for you, and if you don't give me money, I'll publish it." If that's the only meaning of blackmailing, then look, words are dynamic. Words are dynamic.
Moses, 1 minute.
Words
Moses,
are
1 minute.
words are dynamic, as Kennedy said.
So what other meaning of blackmail that you?
Blackmailing can be,
Uh-huh.
somebody can go on the radio and say that one, I will deli him, and he will call me to tell me to shut up the leaf.
But that's
It's another form of blackmail.
But man, you
No.
let me hold you.
No,
One minute.
no.
One minute. Let me
I have
hold you.
not meant that. Give me a chance. That few things are coming to here. There are a lot of things are coming to here. Blackmailing is not only calling somebody to say, "I get story for you," but people who go on the radio.
What other meaning you know about blackmailing?
And there are other people who go on the radio who say a lot of things about people's reputation with the expectation that the person will call them to give them money.
But it's the
to
same
stop.
thing that we talk
No,
about.
not the
What
same.
are you talking
There's a
about?
difference.
Let me hold you there.
There's a big difference.
One minute. I think
There's a
Moses
big-
wants to come in.
there's a
Moses,
big
come in.
difference.
Before I can go to Mr. Kennedy.
Look, John, man, let us not waste our time.
We got another video to play.
I have a high regard for David Tagbert. Mr. Tagbert is editor-in-chief.
Editor-in-chief.
But wait now.
You misinforming us here.
No.
Tagbert, you will speak. Let me just say this, Tagbert. You're telling us you do not know the meaning of the word blackmail?
Editor-in-chief
How
of public agenda.
how would a director not know the meaning of blackmail?
Blackmail is not limited to people going to newsmakers.
That's the dynamics of the word I'm talking
No,
about.
please, 1 minute. Let me learn.
Okay, go ahead, Moses.
I gave you 2 examples. Again, let me use myself as an example. And let me put it the simple way. Somebody said, "Moses, I have a naked picture of you. I will release this on social media. The only way I will not review this, you need to give me $1,000. And I negotiate with a man because I don't want to be exposed. That's blackmailing.
Should it?
Okay, let me start one example.
When
No,
somebody
please,
said,
one
"I have a
minute.
sensitive-"
Okay, no, I thought you were
Somebody
finished.
come and say, "Look, Mr. Tagbert, I have a sensitive information about the public agenda newspaper. The deal that you guys crossed with the Ministry of Finance. If you don't pay this, we will release that information."
that's not very-
blackmailing.
And they always want cross deal.
So, no, Moses, thank you.
Moses, thank you.
Moses,
No, I hold you there.
no.
So I can come back to you.
There are 2 things.
No,
I
I can't come.
No, Sabo, I have 2 things.
Moses, comrade.
Sabo,
Go ahead.
Please divide the time here.
Please go ahead quickly.
Equitably.
Go ahead quickly.
Okay. Another point here is that will we accept latecomers, man?
Please don't decide us here.
So another thing, and Sabo is that look. Let me cite one situation that one can refer to as blackmail. That people want to restrict it. Only somebody calling and say, "I guess we're not going to give you money." For example, during the regime of Madam President Sirleaf, there were 2 individuals in this country that will always badmouth Madam Sirleaf. They badmouth Madam Sirleaf. At the end of the day, because they were in the opposition, at the end of the day, Madam Sirleaf called them and gave them positions.
Because they wanted something. Yeah, blackmail.
That was blackmail.
Come on, go ahead.
So another finally, I beg you.
Finally, don't waste our time.
You tell
David, David.
Don't waste our time, Tabwe.
I will support the idea. Don't mind the people.
Go ahead.
So the 2 of you who wrote the English language are the one that
We don't have to.
determine-
No, we don't have to read the English language.
You guys
What
are
we
the one,
know
you
is
guys are the
something.
one that determine how we define the word. And just simple things that David Tagbert just said. We live in a country where politicians interact with journalists. If I won't bring you down, I can speak to this man. I say, go on the radio, go and say XYZ about them, and I pay you for it.
I'll pay you for
Is that
it.
not blackmailing?
Is that blackmailing?
That's blackmailing.
That's not blackmailing.
Thank you.
How do you call that?
Thank you.
No.
How do you call that?
What do you want to limit blackmailing to?
Wait.
No. Let you explain it.
So, Mr. Famula, let me say it quickly.
No, boss man, how do you call that? I'm trying to speak. They just called what that means.
Can you ask me a question? Let me answer for you.
Yeah.
If someone takes money to go online or to go on the radio
That
to
mercenary
defame
journalism.
another person,
Thank you.
that's not blackmailing.
That mercenary journalism.
So I didn't say the person take money. I didn't say the person take money. I said I can tell a journalist. I said destroy this very character. I'll pay you.
But they're not blackmailing. No,
chief.
You can't do.
It depends on how the word is used.
No. You can't.
I can blackmail a character.
They're not blackmailing there. But the example you're giving is
You will not tell me. You so you. Allow us to speak. No, stop that. Someone stop that. Someone stop that. Then you can't be stopping and jumping here and there because now what Moses said. Not because you go on AI and define a word, so we all should go by it.
That AI word there.
Those are simple reasoning.
But
we just said it.
You gave is far from blackmailing.
Chief,
it's not.
You don't have to ask the person for money to give it to you, or you go and say XYZ. You can blackmail people character to destroy them. Let's accept it. I'm not going to accept your definition, and you will not accept my definition. But why? I can be on a mission to damage your character. I can be on a mission to damage your character because I know I will get something from it. That's blackmailing.
Okay. Moses can come in and I can go to George.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to say.
Because we have a video to play.
Yeah, the example my brother Famula is giving is not blackmailing. Blackmailing is when someone extorts.
David is consulting his dictionary.
When someone threatens, when someone
I'm doing research so to educate you.
if you don't do this,
I want to educate you somewhere.
are you listening?
Please,
When
let
someone
listen to the
makes
man.
a demand- When someone makes a demand now, hey, in order to prevent this from happening, this is what you need to do.
That's
That's
blackmailing.
blackmailing.
Surely.
If someone comes to you say, "Give me $10," I will go on the radio and saw Moses send me. That's not blackmailing.
No. Okay.
The-
Moses, let me hold you
The
there.
right word for that is mercenarism. That's mercenary journalism if that person is a journalist because they got financial reward to go to carry on their propaganda. Right? It's mercenary journalism if that person is a journalist.
Yeah, George is right.
Yeah,
George
so-
is right.
So for me, that is speaking our professional
That's how
context.
you understand it, but that's
He's
not
a
how I
lawyer.
understand
We're
it.
speaking a legal context relative to this, So really, the reason why I can't say Minister Sando was wrong is because he sits where almost all the media propagandists, all the media owners deal with him. I don't know what evidence he has that he didn't expose on the show, right? But I remain mute. I will remain professionally mute on that allegation. But certain words that he used, they didn't want him to use. Some of them were insultive. So I don't think that he should do that.
Okay, let me hold you.
that's it, yeah.
Let me welcome our brother who just came in traffic. Welcome, Mr. Wion.
Thank you, sir. And
Let me-
let me first and foremost express my unqualified apology to very unqualified, unqualified.
The crew boy that is.
I mean, even the matter of traffic. I mean, for Christ's sake, man, the audience who always turn in,
Yeah.
we owe them a lot. So it's unqualified. So I think part of me.
So this is where you met the discussion.
Okay,
We just put the tip of Mr. Daniel
I will
Sanders.
follow as well.
Fine.
Good.
And he used some words against what did Rodney do why did he do that warrant those words or that show that the words were used genuinely?
The first thing is, the Deputy Minister of Information was so wrong, professionally, to have branded a professional journalist the manner in which he did. Look, we can disagree, Sobo, and that is why even today in the Senate plenary, Senator Vaba,
We're gonna play the tape. A high ranking, we're gonna play that tape. No, just go to there.
So,
Just go there.
I mean, David, you need to cool down
David, cool down, please. Yeah.
No, you gotta cool down anything. So, Minister Sando was actually professionally inept for he to have spoken the way he spoke. You know, you cannot be the deputy spokesperson of government, Saba. Look, that position, I read it out of the Ministry of Information. And even that core function is to disseminate, propagate, and inform, or in other words, communicate government plans, policy, and programs.
Surely.
That was the only reason why the Ministry of Information was established. Go and check the app. That was the only reason why the Ministry of Information was established, to communicate government programs and policy. But today, what we see, even the national platform, which is a very sacred pulpit, is being desecrated. The men that go on up there, they cause former leaders. They use all sorts of jargons, denigrating former leaders who are state actors, only because they feel that they are politically, charged, or politically, doing what is required for a moment. I followed the entire interview, or better still, the panel discussion on the class reloaded with the deputy minister when he made all of those, unacceptable remarks about Roland CA. But someone least to forget, this is the same Daniel Sano and the United Party who yesterday celebrated Roland CA. Well, Roland CA were reporting about shocking sanctions report. Today.
So you see where we're going?
1 minute.
You see where we're going?
Now, gentlemen,
Stop
You see where we're going? And if someone comes late on the show where we're already passing on something,
Dave,
you get everything with the wedding answer, then of course
the man is
we're going to debunk, right? Give her the chance to debunk.
I'm drawing a political economy to say, look, you cannot give credence to Daniel Sano, Deputy Minister Daniel Sano, of what he says about Roland CA, because there is no merit. The reason why, this is the same Daniel Sano and the likes of the former United Party just a few years ago celebrated a report of the from West Africa and its population than Roland CA when there was some shocking revelations about sanctions report on few government officials. Today we have the likes of former Foreign Minister Twe, the likes of Nathaniel McGill. These people celebrated, and From West Africa was one of the papers who broke the news. They celebrated, in fact, they referred to them back then as one of Liberia's premier independent newspaper. Today, the young man who had not accused anybody, he spoke independently as a journalist to say, look, why in the midst of this investigation, there are pictures suggesting that the vice president, has some link with the guy who is also a friend to one of the suspects. And it's just responsible enough that the vice president come to clear his relationship with this Tony, who is a best friend to the Oscar Brown, who is a person of interest. How does it an indictment?
okay. Let me hold you there.
That's irresponsible journalism.
Please, man, I didn't ask you to speak. Please, man.
We spoke on this, and that's why sometimes when somebody comes, when the service or don't ask them to raise some. You said we're passing on this. But probably I had this question. He had to get him a chance to say what he wanted to say.
I've not seen the man.
And we understand all of that. We understand all of those chicken tricks. And tell God he dumped himself. So he dumped himself so much.
Okay.
So they got him clear. Let me say something to you today. Rodney C had never been of help to the United Party in his work. Rodney C, a friend in the United Party, was Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Complete anti. Most of his articles in United Party anytime were against United Party official but favor Ellen. Go there and see.
It's a contradiction.
So he was against the party officials, even the chairman himself, but in favor of Ellen.
Okay, so he made it.
So that way he glorify himself to get what he wanted to get. No, we don't want to go into details. So just stop here on
so
this
1 minute
thing.
now. 1 minute. You made it clear.
Okay, so
now we have to go further, gentlemen. Okay. We listen to the government spokesperson using words like mercenary journalism, blackmailer, and all of that. Wrong choice of words. And this is the reason why, let me say, man, before we can go further. This is the reason why my disappointment is in those who did vetting of individuals who served in some of the positions today. How do you take a non-communicator because you think they can talk at ISNA? You put them at the helm of the Ministry of Information. Someone that got absolutely no education in media work, no education even in the English language. Because when you're communicating, you have to use the appropriate words. Joe Mulbiden told us these things. Man, using blackmailing is something was far from what Rodney said or did. It's unfortunate, but that's the government's reaction, and this is why we see all the time under the rescue administration. Sometimes
you didn't see the passes, yes. You didn't see the passes, yes.
Please, are they asked you to talk?
Asking you
No.
The
The past 6 years, I never saw it.
Okay.
You provide video.
Come on, 1 minute.
Okay, no,
1 minute.
okay.
The past 6 years, in fact, the man that was at the Ministry of Information, he was a pure professional broadcaster.
Okay.
Letter reading, he was trained by the BBC. He spoke to the issues.
Yeah, I know that.
He spoke to the issues. Likewise, even during former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. But when the Bob Lennon were there, when the Louis Brown, they spoke to the issues. They didn't insult people. You look at a political leader, you call him, say he's a dwarf. On what ground?
You look at
But
the government,
let's talk about.
What did
Let's
Asaka
talk about.
do there?
Let's talk about. No, please. Let me play the video.
Yes, yeah.
Let me play the video.
You know when
Let me play the video.
Well, you will be
Gentlemen, please. You
Minister.
don't have to. Please, you don't have to. We have to stop the start
If there's
talking.
an inquiry,
No.
I said,
If you want to, put your hand up or ask for permission.
I know he didn't
Fine.
insult
No,
us.
but we have video to play.
Okay.
Let's play the video.
You see, as we started discussing the issue, my mind went back to 2024. It is not just now or some or now whoever he is that is attacking us or doing our job, and not just us. But a pattern that I have seen in Liberia, I think it's a disservice to the very executive that is claiming to be said. When you look at the Ministry of Information and you consider the mandate of that ministry, I think currently they are operating outside a mandate. For the number of times that officials within that ministry will stand up at the podium intended to educate the Liberian people on the good work that this government is doing, to provide information about development and key government policies, and divert to attacking individuals who views differ. It's not fair. And we cannot continue to just discuss it. We have to take a stand because we have authority to take a stand. We have that authority. And I say it without any reservation. This is my government any day. Unity Party is my party any day. But when individuals' behavior do not conform to the values of that institution, we are under obligation to speak up. This is not helping us. It's undermining some of the very things we said we're going to come and straighten up. There are a lot of things going on that they can speak about. But to attack people for doing their work, when someone throws a job somewhere, they come by, take the government time, and they responding to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Instead of giving us those information that we need as a country, it doesn't represent them well. And I think I agree that the executive will actually have to take a stand on this and engage the presidency to see how the executive can be called to order. Otherwise, we'll continue going around this. There are many members of this Senate that have complained and nothing happened. So they believe it's a pattern and we cannot do anything. So under your leadership, we have to stand. Whether our brothers, our party is wrong today, it was wrong yesterday, it will be wrong tomorrow. Thank you.
Pause that video and the speaker, it's not just an ordinary person in the Unity Party.
Yeah, you are.
A ranking official, someone who has Unity Party in her blood. She's expressing how disappointed it is how the government's communication it's being handled. You hear what I'm saying? There are a lot of Google things happening. And it's true. When I opened the program, I was just talking about government paying media institutions. I thought that now we should be hearing that on a couple of stations. We should know how many media institutions, how much money government was able to spend. That's PR for government. But John Brown says something. Ministry of Information comes. She said the Ministry of Information is operating outside. Gentlemen, let's hear you. George, Mr. Kerry, Mr. Tabo, let's hear you. You listen to the
First of all,
the ranking.
first of all, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with her comments or statement. I'm impressed because she sounds like a realist, and I must admit that she is a realist, an insider, a prominent member, a long-time member of the Unity Party. And I would be glad if all officials of the Unity Party and even other political parties would look in the faces of their members and officials and tell them the truth. But what I'm wondering is that as a member of the Unity Party, as Daba Vapela is, and knowing that those at the Ministry of Information are also Unity partisans, we assume. I say we assume because
Don't assume.
Yeah.
Because it's not true.
Okay, they are. Or they are not. They don't know that they are.
No, you don't know about the party yet.
Yes.
Only Kennedy is an insider. Kennedy bears for Unity Party. He agrees with Unity Party and everything. He eats Unity Party food all.
So.
Forget about parties.
But if I were her, the fact that you have that reservation, if I would Senator Vaba Vapila, I'm being careful how to pronounce it.
Daba.
Daba Val. I'm a crewman, not.
But she's not a crewman.
No, I said she's correcting me. So I said I'm not a crewman.
Let me see what you want to see.
Had it been
you trying to choose your words because that your place. There where you coming from. You trying to choose your words. You trying to be careful. Go ahead.
Wait.
Accuse everybody.
What I do know that Daba Vapila, I admire her. But if I were her, as I was saying, before coming to public to be that critical of the gentleman at the Ministry of Information, if I were her, before coming public or going to the Senate floor to have said that, I would have taken up time to visit the Ministry of Information, to engage them individually or meet the officials of the Ministry of Information and express that reservation I have with them. I'm wondering whether she did that and they did not listen. If she had done that and they did not listen, and because they did not listen and she came to the public, I would 100% appreciate her. So let me stop there.
Mr. Ken, every formula.
So let me say this. Madam Mabande Vapela is a politician, and I think she spoke as a politician. First of all, she's from the Unity Party. This is her government. We have 3 separate, equal but coordinated branches of government. She found herself in the legislature. The executive is controlled by the president. She has access to the president. If she feels that officials of the executive are misbehaving, she has the right to write to the president, who is a party standard bearer, and say, Mr. President, these people, you need to call them to order. You going into the Senate and say you have to do this, that's not your call. And that's why the people who wrote the Constitution, they were specific to say 3 branches but coordinated, equal branches of government. Whatever happens in the executive, you bring it to the attention of the president. It's not for you to call them and come and grandstand. They don't take order from you.
Grandstanding?
Bossman, please let me speak. That my time.
Somebody be realistic. Is that grandstanding?
Chief, please let me to speak.
No, go ahead.
You can call them there and say whatever you want to say. You are not their bosses. The boss of the Minister of Information and the Deputy Minister is the President, not the legislature.
Do you know who Daba is?
Daba is a member of the Unity Party. Daba.
Things are going wrong in
You do I know Daba? I know Daba more than you do.
I'm coming. Things are going wrong. You know what I'm gonna do?
Of course.
You're wrong.
Why?
You're wrong.
Why?
I went to a pleasant friend and
she and I for the C county. I campaign for her.
That's about that. Now, but things happen. You listen to me. Things happen. Things are happening regularly in the Unity Party. And you expect that to be quiet?
So let me say this.
And you saying she's a politician?
No, so let me say this.
No, not coming.
No,
not
Chief,
coming.
yeah.
You said she's a politician.
She's a politician.
That's the reason why she's speaking the way she spoke.
Of course. So let me say this, right?
You've been dishonest here.
No, I'm not. I'm not. So let me say this. Daba know very well that the government that is being ran is not only Unity Party government. There are folks from other political parties that are in that government. She was part of the formation of that government.
So
she knows exactly.
It's wrong to speak.
She knows exactly who Daniel Sando is affiliated with. The person who Daniel Sando is affiliated with is sitting at the level that's insane.
She brought it to
No. That's why I say she's behaving as a politician.
Okay,
she has access to go to that person's office and say, you have to call this guy to order.
Let me hold you there. But let me hold you there. George, it's good that I'm asking you.
You call him George?
George Kennedy. You're a full-fledged member of the ruling Unity Party.
Give me a member of
sleep with the party. You sleep with the party. You live with the party. Yeah, let's hear you. You just listen to the right.
Our number power is the Warring Factions, but the political party I'm a member.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So the truth is, Senator Baba Papler, in the Unity Party structure, executive committee elected structure, probably. If I'm the vice president, she's a fourth. She's put next to the chairman of the party. She's a vice chair for administration. So she's not a small voice in the Unity Party.
In the Unity Party. I like that.
And so she has observed what she says, something going wrong over time. And it was very good of her expressing it when the matter came to the Senate floor. When you are governing and your opposition colleagues raising issues about the behavior of some of your officials, and that matter comes on the floor, and you have seen the facts and the truth, you should be honest enough to express it.
Surely.
To say, look, there's a need for us to do something about this. We've sat on this radio and criticized how the government platform be used to respond to things that we're not used to respond to, right? Mm-hmm. And one time somebody said we bastardize the government communication sector. Some people think going too strong. I know Minister Daniel Sando very well. He did criminal justice at MSI University of Grenada. I graduated before him. He's a good communicator, but sometimes it's not good for the euphoria to carry you, the political euphoria. He's a very good guy, very disciplined guy. I can say that for sure, yeah, on this show, and, But I don't think we should learn from the past, the bad attributes from the past to bring it to the present. We have, look, a lot of things that are happening, as the senator said, we can air them, we can elevate them. If we respond to everything that happens, everything negative that people throw at us or on the government, definitely will get distracted. The president can always say, when someone insults me, don't go insult them because you can't speak better for me. I mean, this president can always say that.
Okay.
All right. I've been there many times. He said it. I can clearly say that. So, especially this Mr. Ronnie CA issue, I didn't even want the Minister of Information to actually, or the Deputy Minister to have even spoken to it. I mean, if you want to speak to it, so don't insult, because you are just going to make closet, put up cases, pull up other things, this and now how all the things happening. Well, I just think, okay, that's the issue. Other than going to sometimes insult. But what I said about the mercenary issue that he mentioned of is, I don't know, because he says somewhere where they deal with media executives and journalists. Probably certain action went on behind the scene. I don't know. So that's why I don't want to cut clear, but the insulting aspects, some kind of word he used there, like some kind of hate, and, so I didn't want him saying those things. So the senator should be listened to, in my opinion. And I don't agree with her probably going there, trying to change the fiduciary responsibility of the Ministry of Information as it is already spelled out. I think what should be done is to hold those officials and tie them to their functions and responsibilities rather than getting distracted. That's why. That's why.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Let's hear our colleague Moses on this one. Then we'll come to you.
Look, Sabbath, I just like for you guys to join me. Look, Mr. Kennedy, you won my admiration today. You spoke as a patriot, as a nationalist. That's what we should do. Let me talk about two words. We have supporters and we have enablers. Your supporters are those who stand with you in times of challenges, in times of happiness. And your enablers are those that will come, even if you are in the wrong. They will still say, "Here, everything you're doing is great." Because they are benefiting. They're getting some reward. And that's what I see on this show here. Oh, she should have gone to Yombli. Oh, she's in the Senate. Do you know that as a senator, this woman has oversight responsibility? We have 3 branches of government. That's true. They are coordinated. The lawmakers have oversight. When there is a branch of government that is going off tangent, they can help to put that branch of government back on target. That's what she did. She said the Lord that created our ministry. The fundamental reason, project a better image of the government. Not to be calling people dwarf, referring to somebody as a blackmailer, and you want this woman to go have a private meeting with the president? Will not compromise her authority? The woman is vice chairman in the Unity Party. She came up and expressed an honest opinion. What is happening? It is a repeated problem. Everybody talking about it. Everybody talking about it. And y'all say she's going to go see Yombli. So say what? Complain Daniel Sano? The woman spoke as a nationalist. She loved her country. And I stand with her 100%. We all should do similar thing. When people are our friends, when they are in the wrong, we should call them out. We say, look, Mamel, you are our friend, but on this one, you are wrong. Some of this woman did extremely well. And I think there's a need for government to take a closer look, especially at the level of the presidency. President Baka has to take a closer look at the leadership structure of the Ministry of Information. All we hear from them is profanities, putting people at loggerhead. When was the last time the Liberian News Agency was ever caught by any newspaper in Liberia? Lena is dead. Every time they assemble, they talk about a weekly press briefing. How many people tune into that?
There where Tabo is coming from. Where Tabo is active.
But man, why you accusing everybody to that, man?
How many persons tune into that? How many persons even watch that? Because they have 10 people accused the news conference. Every time they go there, they're insulting people. They're calling their names. That's what the senator spoke about, my people.
Okay. All right. Let's show you that, Moses.
Yes, pressure.
Let's hold you, Moses. Let's hold you there. Mr. William?
Yeah, so what exactly was said by Senator Daba Vabla was nothing but the truth. And I mean, like Mr. Kennedy, at times, and that's a patriotic, stand. He try to disagree in a very professional way. I acknowledge that too, though. I must admit.
Disagree
He sometimes disagree in a very, he try to disagree in a very, professional way.
We've got to be professional.
I know. I like that.
Yeah.
But someone, this is the fact. Like I said, all what the senator said is nothing but the truth. If you look at the act, go back to the act. The act that established the Ministry of Information was established in 1965 by our national legislature. The national legislature that established the act or established the Ministry of Information came of a core function, and that is to communicate government policy and programs, to promote the national image of the country, of the government, to coordinate, the what we call public relations and that of citizen engagement. These are the core functions of the Ministry of Information. But today, what we see, one man sit at the platform, the national platform, somewhere, he will denigrate former leaders. You look at former president of the country, you refer to him as the net brain is a mosquito brain.
Don't say the same thing.
No, we
don't repeat the word because it's not. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but don't say the same thing.
No, I know that professional.
Yeah.
At times it's so painful that we even try to reference the same word, the same adjective being used, but it is also to give the library people the first thing about what some of the things been happening. So somebody is wrong. You cannot sit down as a deputy minister for information and refer to former leaders in a way that Sanders does. You cannot refer to even opposition. That assume that let's forget about former leaders. Opposition. Maybe we can refer to them as the least people who don't taste the power, want to taste power. You cannot still refer to them as the kind of way and description, Deputy Minister Sanders gives these people. It's wrong, Sabo. And I want to dismiss the claim of, or better still, the perception of my own big brother.
Mr. Kennedy.
Not you, Mr. Kennedy.
Okay.
Anthony Famole. When you say, the woman is a star of the United Party, she will are going to close the door. No. The woman is executing her constitutional oversight responsibility. Did she go on the radio to talk that? No. She said it in chambers. Is it the first time for a member of the House of the Senate to raise the flag on the behavioral conduct of members of the Ministry of Information? Is it the first time? No. I can remember, I'm sure a lot of us can remember that Senator Edwin Snow, that few months back, even wrote plenary to invite the Minister of Information or what he described at the time as threat against his life. According to him, the minister said, how the men trying to undermine the peace of our country, and in all of the assertion. So what I'm saying in a nutshell is, we cannot and should not dismiss or defeat the established purpose of the Ministry of Information. The Ministry of Information, as I stated, was established into a national legislature in 1965 with a core function of communicating government programs, policy, plans, and activities.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let me hold you there. Because shortly we'll transition. But just few words.
I just want to respond because two people quoted me. Moses Sandy quoted me and he did. So will you allow me to respond? First of all, I did not in any way say that what she said was wrong. I repeat that she spoke as a politician. And she is a politician, whether we like it or not. I don't care how you flag it.
You said she should have spoken to the pro-tem.
Hey, boss man.
So
please let me check. Let me speak, boss man. You spoke. Please let me speak. Hey, boss man. I'm not quoting you. I said exactly what I said. No. Chief, please wait. No, give me a chance. Someone give you almost 10 minutes to talk.
Not to.
Okay, so please let me speak.
Always accusing me.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Okay.
Accuse me.
And I repeat, she spoke as a politician. She's actually at the theater of politics. so she has the right to speak.
Everybody knows that politics.
Hey, Bossman, can you please give me
Go
chance to
ahead.
speak?
Go ahead.
1 minute.
No, stop interrupting me.
Yeah, we're not.
If not, then I can leave the show for you.
not
Please.
tolerate
No,
that.
don't do that.
No,
No, don't do that. No, don't guide me.
Mr. Wion.
He's part of the politics.
I don't need your guidance, chief.
We're not
Go ahead.
tolerating that.
I don't need your guidance, please.
Everybody that
Go
is a
ahead.
pastor, everybody that politician in our house. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Please, I beg you, we're not tolerating side talks. Tell me go ahead and make some speech. Go ahead.
So, like I said, she spoke as a politician. My thing is, she's part and parcel in the hierarchy of the Unity Party. The executive branch is run by a single person, which is Joshua Numa Boakai, who has authority to dismiss officials of his government within the executive. Irrespective of what Daniel Sando or what the minister have said, the only person that has the right to call them and chastise them and take them out of that job is Joshua Numa Boakai. So my thing is that if she has seen this thing consistently, she's supposed to reach out to her standard bearer. Secondly, we tried to fling this thing around the Unity Party. And I said, the person who even brought this Daniel Sando that we're discussing today, it sat right in the Senate. I didn't say she has to go kneel down to her and tell us, oh, Daniel Sando doing XYZ. But sometimes there are certain things in politics that are called prudency. All right. If you believe that this man's actions is trying to denigrate the government, there are channels that you have to follow. Because where you are, that's the political theater. If you try to bring your own government to the level where your government gets chastised, it's a negative part on your side.
Okay.
And that's my point.
Let me hold it. It seems David Tabwa has received a call that they
By the Minister of Information.
No, I'm coming. Yeah, Moses coming. Moses coming, Moses.
Yeah, no, quickly, let me just say this. There are certain things that you have to say publicly. That's where your leadership comes into play.
Nobody see, you don't have to see.
Where you will look at your friends and tell them that you are in the wrong on this. Can we please correct this problem? Don't do it in secrecy. No. Don't go to nobody's house. Don't even ask for a meeting with the president. That is something that is dividing the country. And you want the lady to go see the president about what? The woman is senator. She has power, statutory power. I mean, she has oversight. And you won't want to go beg the president.
All right, so let's hold it there, gentlemen. While the transition quickly.
Just 1 second.
Yeah.
What she did raises the political bar for the Unity Party.
Okay, sure.
Politically,
Yeah.
we say the party executive
Of course.
front at this. And so politically, no Unity
No, I
Party,
agree with
they
you.
should look
I
at
agree
it
with you.
as.
I agree with you.
know.
And some of what she said that they are operating outside of the ministry's mandate, which is true. She said the Ministry of Information is not helping us at all, and she said there are a lot of good things that are happening, which they expect that the ministry will be promoting, and we're just hoping that what she said should be seen or should be accepted or considered in good faith. People should not see her as anti, and or they shouldn't see her as anti. I think she's saying it in the interest of the ruling Unity Party. You can be a Ministry of Information and you operating outside of the mandate, not to the satisfaction of a high-ranking and a member of the party like Daba Vapla. Now, gentlemen, she said some good things have been happening in this government, and then I want us to talk about one of the good things. In fact, I've been trending in recent time. Before I can open the lines briefly, the government of Liberia has settled to understand media institutions that it had some monies for. As we speak, one of the men who is now liquid monetarily is Mr. David Tabwa, who runs the public agenda. All those media institutions, in fact, that the government owed from the days of the CDC, I'm sure they were able to get that settlement from the government through the Ministry of Finance. Now, what message does that send? Let me hear from you.
What I think is a good sign that the government actually is being responsible. The government is reaching out because the government knows that once you have an obligation as an institution, you have to live up to that obligations. These media institutions pay bills, they have employees to pay, and you can't owe them for that long, not being paid. Sometimes we've seen where the media is being strangulated. We have a very small population, so most of the workings of the media, I can say almost about 40 to 60% depends on the government, because our people, they're not used to this whole issue of advertisement, trying to get the media involved in promoting their businesses or so. In fact, we even listen to jingles on the radio, not even up to 10, 15, of these businesses, you hear them being advertised. So that tells you that the media depends on the government. And I think this is laudable, and I'm sure it comes from the Minister of Finance. That also, again, helps in a way to put money into the hands of people working in the media, so that we have, a very good festive seasons.
Okay, let's hear from you, George. What message?
Thank you. I highly appreciate this. First of all, I read a statement from the Publisher Association few minutes ago, headed by Mr. Alfonso Tue.
Yeah, sure.
So he congratulated the government for settling most of the debt. To say there are still few publishers that have not, media institutions that have not received. So he calling on the government to complete it. This is a milestone development in the media landscape, because the media economy is very bad. The media is very challenged. Most of the reporters, media institutions, they cannot afford to manage their own businesses, especially the advent of the social media is now challenging the print media to a larger extent. To get a kind of competent people in the media right now, in the print, to pull out the kind of content that will really be marketable is tough right now. So you see that most of the print media right now, the content not that strong. Most people are listening to radio or go for social media. So this money is going to help those media institutions, publishers, to try to recruit competent reporters and other things to help, improve their content.
Okay.
Another thing is, please, just quickly, David Tagbe's paper has broken the news just tonight that the U.S. government has taken over the drugs investigation in Liberia. He's right here on the show. I just read the paper. I just saw the headline. I hope it is.
You tell on his soul. Always reporting wrong.
Yeah, breaking news.
They never tell us the soul. I come the other day. The mail just heard from Martin.
They say it's not a group from way Sahara. You are here defending them.
No, David, it's interesting. Okay, Moses, let's hear you.
Oh, you jump on me again?
No, we'll come to you.
Yeah.
Moses, let's hear you. What message is that sent?
Yeah, I think it is a great news for the Liberian media. And let's all express gratitude to the Liberian government for at least coming to the aid of our colleagues.
Yeah, sure.
Services were provided, and the government was under obligation to pay the media institutions. Now, the saddest thing about this is that a lot of journalists, especially those who are not up to date with the rent, those who have been telling their spouses, oh, these people owe us, when I get some money, I will do this for you. Man, you guys going to be harassed.
Yeah, sure.
I know, man.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Oh, I'm not taking pay for
like you was doing before. All right, thank you, Moses. Thank you, Moses.
Yeah.
Let's hear you.
Look, I don't like to impersonate. I've always told you I'm not working for the information ministry. I've always
but nobody's seen working there.
But you always
call you receive.
they came in there.
I thought you received a call from the minister. So
only the minister.
That's why your first frown, my man.
My man. The first thing is that those are the information ministry. Most especially Jaliman Pierre has been my friend for a long time.
Yeah.
He's my fellow Catholic. He's my fellow Barcelona
Please, I
fan.
asked you the question about what message does it send?
Yeah.
The fact that the government
I
has
didn't
taken,
clarify that, but
including your
the-
institution.
The first thing, let me clarify, and Sabo. I'm from a radio background just because of my versatility.
Yeah, sure.
I'm editing the
Public
Public
Agenda.
Agenda newspaper. The Public Agenda newspaper has been off the newsstand for quite a long time, for more than maybe 20 or 15, 20
Yeah,
years.
sure. I know.
It's been out of the
Yeah, Leno Pony left.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
since the guys left. And they just revived it recently, you know, and they were searching for somebody who was capable of handling the editorial activities of that people that had I was called in, somebody recommended me. So
So what is the source? What is the source of,
it's
of the
from
information
so
tonight?
when Jimmy Chen Sabo. So it's July. It's since the first publication was on April 1st. I think it was in
We,
April.
we don't have time. We're not asking for history.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you
We don't ask
that
for
the
history.
public agenda is not will not be part of newspapers that received it this morning because
Okay.
since it came back on the newsstand just 3 months.
Okay.
So he hasn't done any work for government to pay the public agenda newspaper.
Okay. So what's the source of the information?
You read the story.
No, what's the source? That's
No,
what you can
sir,
tell
no,
us here.
no, Sabo.
Oh, you get
Oh,
No,
You are the
Sabo.
editor in chief.
Someone read the paper.
That the US government has taken over the drug
So I put
Yeah.
the paper online.
The minute the
Oh.
ambassador, and yeah.
Yeah, I put it.
So how you got the information?
Someone you ask you.
But you say that just a minister said it.
Say it.
But he's gonna say, "What the public editor in chief?"
I said read it. I put it online and read it.
Yeah,
What's the crime?
So come let's leave here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, no problem, no problem. So thanks by the way. Anyway, so yes, I mean it's a great news. But
And so let me just wait. Let me announce. I will be taking a few calls. So we don't have much time. 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793 or 0886-050507. Again, 0886-050507. That's the number to call, and you are live on the program. Let's hear you, comrade.
yeah, so it's actually a great thing, and that is why a lot of times we have talked about how the media community in our country in Liberia has been marginalized. The other day we were on the show talking about an SOL call for one of.
I'll see. Let me take this caller. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hear you, sir. Your name?
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Good evening to all of the panel and the Spaniards. So, this is William Colvin, a journalist from District TV as an executive of the Unity Party Intellectual Bureau. So, I appreciate all of you for the very talking point. First, let me make a disclaimer to our statement by saying or mentioning that all the CDC administration we have better communicators at the information ministry. Now, no, that's not true. You had two ministers under the information ministry or under the CDC government. The first was Eugene Nangbe when he returned his post from the Unity Party administration. At the time, Eugene Nangbe referred to Yeke as a crazy man when he was information minister under the CDC before he left and went to Maritime before or the guy came right or what they call from ELBC. Then you also had a deputy minister, the same position that Daniel Sando having, that you sort of having problem with. You had Eugene Fagon stepping in that position while letting the government or George Weah to fire him or dismiss him. Was it because of his polite communication? I don't think so. It is not true. So, in fact, it is the Unity Party government that has even reformed Eugene Fagon to be a good communicator, but not under the CDC. So when it comes to what Daniel Sanders said, so Daniel is sitting, at the center of dealing with all media institutions. Do you expect Daniel to bring a video or recording now to say this is what Venice asked the government to do, or else he will start to release publications negatively about the government? So have you read any positive information on
trumpet Africa regarding this government? No. Every day, they have on a daily basis that release stories or topics they talk about negativities about the government and the country. So I believe that he's on mission. That is a missionary. So Ghana Sami, who just graduated with a master's degree, you cannot tell me that he will speak of English and he does not know the definition of
Okay, many thanks.
He knows the definition.
Many thanks.
And that's why he's
Many thanks. Many thanks. Yes, you are in speech.
Yes, so it's actually a good thing for the government to settle her, her entitled, debts, and that is why we appreciate the Minister of Finance. And one thing I also got to realize is that the debt in question, it just not originate, from just the past 6 years. It also there was some previous the previous years of the then administration of Ellen. Also, they had some unsettled payments of the media community, and then the former VG came. They took the same thing. So, I mean, it's great. One of the things that I think at this point in time is that the government now, yes, they have paid some. They should be completing the entire payments. It doesn't know, like we referenced Mr. Otello, not Otello, but Afonso Towa was the publisher of the New Republic newspaper. He appreciated the government for making some advancements, but he wants the government to settle all. Because these media institutions, there is nowhere else to take money other than the media work, the advertisement, publications. So, and the government should be one of the major institutions that must support or subscribe to good labor standard. If people work for you, you got to pay them, So I see a lot of people, the government pay. Yeah, the government have to pay.
The newspaper will give the government.
The newspaper was contracted to do a piece of job for the government. So if that was done, the government is under obligation to pay the newspaper. So the question is, why they didn't pay the newspaper all those while? You understand? So it is not a kind of big news. Let me say this way. It is not a big news that we should be celebrating all over the place. Yes, it is acknowledgeable, granted.
Other governments didn't do it.
It's a big news because CDC didn't pay them. And you said it.
No,
here.
we're not talking about CDC. Other governments didn't do it.
No, but he said it.
So government is continuity.
Oh, that was so quick.
All right, let me throw the question quickly before we go. Gentlemen, let me throw the question quickly. Dave, are you on the line with the minister?
There's something to know.
No, just a few seconds, gentlemen, so we can close up. And let me begin with you, Moses, on this one. Moses, do you see the payment? Because we have to broaden our mind. Do you see this payment by the government, the payment of media institutions? Do you see it as a strategy by the rescue administration to get the media buy-in into everything that the government does ahead of 2029? Let's hear from you, Moses. Yeah, for a few seconds.
Honestly speaking, I will not say that because it will be very, very difficult to prove.
Okay.
But what I can say is that I applaud the government for paying. Services were delivered, contracts were signed, and the government honored its obligation. Now, this would be my word of courage to the media. Do your work in keeping with your professional ethics. When the government is doing good, promote the government. When the government is in the wrong, highlight it.
Okay, thank you.
The realities of the day. Thank you.
Thank you. George, let me hear from you.
I think it's a very big step taken by the government to improve its relationship.
It's not a strategy ahead of 2029.
Well, 2029.
Is that a political strategy?
Well, look, let me say, whenever someone owes you and they pay, you got good relationship and you got some professional expertise, they could tap into it anytime.
Okay.
Because when they owe you and you're on that bitter note, it will be difficult for them to use your institution. So I think whoever that advised the government, Minister of Finance, to have taken this step, it's a major step to query some of the noises and nuances that we see somewhere around that maybe the government may not like. They say the hungry man is an angry man. The man is in a corner doing his way. You owe him, you can't pay. So pay. Let everything be clear. Yeah.
Well, the media being
the
media being the fourth estate is a very important institution that no government wants to actually overlook, irrespective of which are they actually found themselves. But again, I don't want to believe that this is a strategy to get the media buying in for 2029. 2029 will pay off for itself based on the government dividends.
Okay. Yeah, Dave, let's hear you. You
You
only
know,
line 3 minutes.
I'm just wondering about the relevance of the question.
Oh, David.
Yeah.
David strikes back.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
David strikes back.
No, I'm not striking back. I'm just wondering about the relevance of the question. The government owes the media people and pay the media people, and you're asking.
But we're asking what is the strategy ahead of 2029?
But what makes it a
you want to get
strategy?
good media relationship? Dave?
And something you say again, past government did not do it. Madam Salif did that. Madam Salif repeatedly paid.
Former president, we did that also.
When? He did not do that. He did not do that.
But you got proof.
No record to show.
In case there's a record. Come here. In case there's a record, you resign from your position?
Yes.
At the Ministry of
anywhere I am, I will resign.
But then Messi said he said this.
This is not about the CDC, the party thing. And what I'm talking about is a good thing that the government has paid them.
Okay.
And the party government from Ellington, they've been paying newspapers. But what I can say in conclusion is that the newspapers owners must be fair to their employees, for their staff. They must be very, 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 very honest.
Okay.
With their staff.
All right, well, thank you. Now, Mr. William.
Yeah. So
finally.
Yeah. So I mean, like as the question asks as to whether that is a political strategy. So well, it is not. It would never be. And yes, the government did not provide subsidy to media institutions. The media institutions work for that money. They entitled to it. In fact, it is even a disservice to the media institution for all those time they work for. They have not gotten paid. And they have taken the length of time.
But the rescue has rescued the media now. Is that a bad thing?
No. I mean, it could be your choice of word. Even if the rescue,
what is your choice of word?
Assuming that the rescue didn't do it, that doesn't mean that no government would have done so. It's just a matter of time.
So we saying I'm hungry or true.
So is that it?
Government didn't do it 6 years.
No, one thing, somebody try to conclude in passing. Let me conclude on this in passing. Is there are some debts that the previous administration also accumulated from the early administration that was also reflected even in this settlement of claims. It will also reflected in the GSC report. So I'm saying, yes, I'm talking about media debts being settled by this government. May we also not lose sight that the previous administration, ranging from the former President Elling to President Weah, there were debts of the media that are all being settled under this current administration.
Okay, Moses, let's
let's
get your party coming quickly. Thomas, go first.
I just want to say great show, man, guys. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Dave.
Thank you very much.
Hey.
Well, thank you. It was a great show as always.
Mr. Kennedy.
Thank you. It is not easy for you to criticize yourself. I want to tell Senator Vapla, thank you. And I want you, Senator, to push so that the airwave can be sanitized from the public sector. Thank you.
Yeah, so I also want to, there's a concern, or better still, a humble appeal to the Ministry of Information that they must always stick to the ethics of the act that established the ministry. There are times that we listen to them, they say, oh, our work is to also repel negative propaganda against the government. No, that was not part of the act that established the Ministry of Information. So the best we can do as government communicators is make sure you establish relationship with the media. The media can do whatever you're supposed to be, whatever that is required to be done, instead of you doing it for yourselves.
Okay.
So that is what I gotta say.
All right. So let me. We'll be back. Thank you. Let me reference some of our viewers, not all of them. Sekou Fofana, you've been watching from Back to Factory. Felicia's Junior Bar also been watching. Philippe Phoenicius Junior Bar, been watching. Philemon Marcus Wu, been watching. Melvin Nathaniel Roosevelt Joe, been watching from Painesville. Ophelia S. George, been watching from home. Martin Son, been watching. Abraham Swain, been watching. Amos Wa, been watching from the USA. Osaka Blake, been watching from the little community. Some seeing Soma Achi Potipa, been watching from Sano. Abraham VM, been watching. Hakim Jabate, been watching. Hilton Jedo, been watching. Maya Bro, been watching. And the rest of you. Until then, what's up, Josh? It's my name. Join us tomorrow for the midweek edition of the program. Have a pleasant night.